My name is Catherine Njeri. A motivational speaker, person who's specifically whose purpose in life is to demystify the stigma associated with mental health, depression, and suicidal tendencies. Reason being, I'm a 5-time suicide attempt survivor, and this is my story. My journey through depression begins in 2007 because I joined campus, University of Nairobi, to pursue Bachelor of Arts Sociology Communication. Basically, I was a young, naive girl. Everything was working on well. Then it just happened that one Friday after class, we decided to go and do some coursework. We were doing the coursework. It just happened that we had gone with a pal of mine. She left. I was left alone in the room. And as a fellow student, the guy we had gone to do the assignment at his room in campus, he defied me. It sort of changed my perception of life. I was so angry at myself, the world, with God. So I remember that fateful Friday. As soon as it happened, I had to go home. And I was in a situation where I felt like life doesn't make sense. But then I knew even if life doesn't make sense, I still have to collect myself together. A week after my birthday, I was contemplating suicide the whole of November. I wanted to do it on my birthday. But then something just happened. I had this delay, procrastination. I kept on postponing things till 28th November. I remember vividly that day because I woke up and I knew I'm going to commit suicide, and I had options. While I was leaving my campus room, I saw some posters that were all over Monrovia Street that they were selling. Actually, they weren't selling, they were looking for escorts. So while I was just on my way, something told me, you just try this, just try something crazy before you die. I don't know what, just something triggered within me and told me, you can, before you die, yes, you're going to die anyway, but before you commit suicide, do something crazy. So I called up that number. They were looking for call girls and escorts, and the lady picked. We met up, and she was like, we are also shooting a blue movie. Do you want to be part of the cast? So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I never knew what I'm doing. Then she was like, you don't look the type, because of the way I was dressed. I was dressed so casually because I didn't even look like I'm cut off for doing that. A movie basically is a minimum 1 hour. The minimum it's 1 hour 30 minutes. So they had to get people to interchange. So they had to get 5 guys, and there's no lady who volunteered to play that, to be a cast. So I was the only one. The movie was released after 2 weeks, but then we had already closed campus, so we are not in session. So I only came to know that immediately the movie was released and people started selling. The guy who shot the movie called me and they're like, the reception is really nice. We even want you to come back for a second movie. But that time I wasn't around town. I was in Mombasa. So once we resumed back for the second semester, that's in January, that's when now things went downhill. Things went south. Because I got to campus and the first thing everybody's saying is, your movie is all over. And you know, everybody's telling you, I've seen you. And you're in class, people are passing on notes, how much we charge per session. And people are even cruel enough to, before the lecturer comes in, you see people and you're there behind your back, you find people putting the movie on and you could hear yourself at the background. So I remember there's this one day that we are in a communication class and you are being taught on the what makes something newsworthy. So among the things that were making a news item newsworthy is pornography or sex or scandal. So everybody burst out laughing, and somebody at the back, just out of I don't know what triggered the guy, he put the movie on. So the lecturer is busy asking, what's wrong? Why is everybody laughing? Is there something I'm missing? So I walked out of class and I told myself, I've had enough. And then while I was walking out, somebody said she's going to shoot season 2. So while as I was leaving class, I was going to my hostel. That's when I decided I'm going to jump into traffic. I don't care if I'm left lame, paralyzed, or I die. I don't care. It's either do or die. When the traffic lights turned red in Uhuru Highway, I dived into traffic. Unluckily, nothing happened. A car just bruised me. I remember there's a time like my friends were like, that's still in campus. They felt this lady is losing her plot. That's what they thought. So they recommended a counselor who was based in the campus to talk to me. That's after the movie had gone out, and I thought maybe she's going to commit suicide after everybody has seen her nude video or something. So the lady was like, perhaps she took me through counseling, and she's like, she knew my story because she had been told how careless I was in campus and the kind of lifestyle I used to have. So she thought that it will be good enough if I go to I do a HIV test, because she felt like perhaps if I need to get my life in order, I need to start from somewhere, and that's the point that she felt was good enough for me to start. So she recommended me to go to Liverpool BCT. It's not like she couldn't do the test there, but she had become attached to me so much that she felt if the results turned out positive, it'll affect her as well. So she felt like she needed the burden to be transferred to someone else. So she took me to someone else in Hurlingham, that's Liverpool VCT. And I remember the guy who took me through the test, first he had to take me through counseling. So when he's filling in the form and he's like, he knew my story because the lady had told him sorry. So he's like, how many men have you gone out with without protection? So he's like, he wanted to be subtle, so he started 1, I'm like, no, 2, no, 3, no. So I told him, let's go arrange. So personally, if I had lost track, but I knew they are just unprotected, it's between 50 to 100. So that's me during campus. So once I got to third year, something happened. We were supposed to go for an industrial attachment. So I had to travel up country, Embu, where my mom stays. So that's why I was interned at an organization. So the last day, after the last day of my internship, as I was doing my housework in the evening and everybody's asleep, I just decided to go out. And it happened I was raped by our farmhand. So I think now that triggered more element of self-hate, because I felt like life isn't worth living. I was tired of life completely. So I decided I'm going to take up on a caution of drugs. I was up country. So I knew, my birthday is in November 20th. So I knew there's some way I had planned that I wanted my eulogy to read 20th November 85 to 20th November 2010, but I felt November is too far. I can't push through, so I decided January will be fine. 1 can be replaced by 0. So I knew by midnight I need to be dead. So I had bought concoctions, or I mixed concoctions of that's rat poison. My mom is a farmer, so she had the herbicides and pesticides for the shamba, and then she had some chemicals used to spray on the cows just to remove the ticks and any external parasites. So I mixed them. Then I knew I needed to take Piritons to sleep. So that time a single tablet of Piriton used to go for 50 cents. So I had given some farmhand 10 shillings, so he came with 20. So at around 11, I had planned, like I had even cleaned the house, because in anticipation for visitors coming the following morning to comfort my mom after, because everything was planned. So at around 11:40, 11:50, that's when I took the towers and the Piritons and covered myself to sleep in anticipation that by midnight I'll be dead. I used to look at obituaries every time my dad used to come with newspapers, and I could really envy the people who are there. I would look at them and I'm like, you don't know how lucky you are. So each time I saw somebody in the obituary, it was a driving force for me. It was like it was igniting the fire inside of me to die. So I knew I had to get a plan. So I decided the other option is just to drown. So I knew at around 11 at night, Mombasa is quite slow. So I knew if I try jump there, I'll at least I'll be successful in doing what I wanted. So that day I left the house. I remember it was a Friday night. I left the house, and as I was walking there, I was just about to jump off the bridge, and a guy, I remember he was Asian, and I remember even the car, a saloon car, because he saw me and he saw what I was about to do. He puts the full lights on, said that I snapped, and that was my last attempt at suicide. You see, I usually say suicide is like alcoholism. It's a gradual depression, is like alcoholism. It's you can never say you have 100% recovered, because most of the time you'll have constant reminders. Like up to date, I still walk in town and somebody's like, I saw you somewhere. You see, there are constant reminders of your past, or there are constant reminders of what made you get suicidal. So what happens is you just have to have an inner drive and a strong support system. That was what has worked for me. To me, I finished at University of Nairobi my master's, and I'm actually now starting my PhD online. And yes, I'm dating someone who's been dating for the last 3 years. And you see, to me it's rather a blessing in disguise, getting somebody to love you despite of what you have gone through in life. You see, people may assume if somebody has 5 attempts at suicide, that is already a problematic lady you don't want to be tagged along with, or if somebody had a bad past, because I know I had a bad past. There are people who I was in campus, or my friends, some are skeptical. They can't believe this is the same Catherine. This isn't the porn star, because I had a label in campus, Kate the porn star. They can't believe this is her. But then there are people who find it encouraging, and they believe like I am helping people I'm reaching out to a group of people who no one reaches out to. Yes.